we should be able to, our trade ideas. Let's start that up.
Here we go. You went with this part 2. All right.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Excellent. We will
Nice.
mute this. Okay, perfect, guys. All right. Sorry for the slight inconvenience. We are back. For those friends on YouTube, we should be live now. I just lost all power for about 2 minutes or so, and we're back on track. So, all right, guys, we left off here. Our gappers list is kind of growing like crazy at the moment. If we take a quick look at it now, since I last looked at it, it continues to just be a massive list. So we mentioned today, Norm, it's going to be one of these interesting days where you might just be able to watch or use as suspects because this list is just going to be all over the place today.
Yeah, I'll tell you, usually I do an hour or two of research in the morning before we even get to the pre-market show and you start going through levels and everything else. This is one of those mornings where I try to sleep in because it really doesn't matter. Everything changes the second that happens. But one thing that I do on these mornings is I note what's on the scanners before the number hits. About 5 minutes before that number hits, I will come in and I will put everything down. Before that, I'll research what is true gappers for that morning to see if stuff is actually, in play, and then we'll go there. So if you want to hit those real quick, and not even all of them.
Let's do that. Let's go through some of those.
There. Yeah. Yep. So let's start with ACMR was on there. That's garbage. No reason to look it up. MRTX, that's a biotech in play, but not the best action. It's a little bit spready, so I wouldn't consider that. mRNA, definitely in play today. 813,000 shares volume. Yeah, so this one is in play. It does have news on some study. Remember, it was a cancer vaccine. I guess they had a study on something with melanoma on Keytruda that it lowered the risk of death in melanoma patients. So they are in play today on that news.
Okay. Yeah, they look real good today. Definitely in play. Yep.
Yeah. Nothing on EH was on there, but I'm not seeing anything decent there. Billy, of course, China. They've been moving around. I don't see any fresh news though.
Billy
Oracle,
looks very active this morning.
Billy could be a decent one.
Yep.
ORCL, Oracle. They had earnings last night. They are in play on that, although I will say that they're not the greatest trader of all time, and the things that are trading with the market as a proxy look better than that itself.
Agreed.
Then the gap down list, I had 2 CJJD, which is a Chinese drugstore that looks low float and no bueno.
Yeah, no.
And ABCM, which is a UK biotech. Throw it in the garbage. So there you go. Now we can pick just about anything that you want to look at. All right. I've got a Gazoo. Did not take care of Pivot's alert bot and turn it off. I am muting it.
Yeah. Was that throwing some coordinates over there?
I don't know.
But Norm, I'm glad you did that.
Stop deleting it, guys. God.
No, you can't. Getting back to this list here, though, I knew exactly where you were going with that, by the way. mRNA here, guys, as you can see, the list you picked out, I'm glad you did that because these are looking real nice. They're not moving with the market, and they're really in play, especially Billy and mRNA. And actually, Billy will be on our main list, I think, because if we look at our usual suspects, they're all going to be trading the same as the overall market. So looking at the SPY, guys, the news continues to be taken very positive here. The market's pushing up higher. We're going to take a look at some of the stuff you guys are looking at and that you like this morning. So if you have something that's not one of the usual suspects, we'd love to see anything you have that might have a catalyst that might be different from the overall Apple, NVIDIA, AMD, Tesla. You know what? Tesla's going to be on our list regardless because this is just going to be insane today. So Tesla 4.1 million of 5.7. I definitely want to keep an eye on that one. Already doing well. And yesterday was one of the few that actually traded decent, right? Traded very nice compared to the just a little bit that we had. Jonathan, giving us BA over in our YouTube chat. Let's take a look at both chats here and see what you guys have going on this morning. BA looks good. BA's been having such a beautiful run on the overall daily here. Kind of went sideways for a little bit, consolidating here, and eventually finding some breakouts above 180. Now creating a new range and breaking out some more, doing a newer high at 192. So they're just having a ball right now. Where everything
They're
just
in
kind of,
play. They've had some orders coming through.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Yes,
um,
I like BA.
yeah,
Um,
Thai Airways. They're talking about some orders, and I know they got a good sized order of 787s out of United.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
UAL's was down. UAL was down a little bit, maybe earlier. I don't know.
Yeah, they're moving. They're up 1.3. But again, the airline industry, at least some airlines been bouncing back a little bit. I don't think American Airlines has. No, it's just done hasn't done much. Sideways up a little bit this morning. Um,
Flat is up for AAL.
Flat is up.
Flat is up.
Oh, flat. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yes, I agree. I agree. I agree 100%. There's some stocks that if you're flat, you're good. Carlos, thoughts on Neo for Tesla play? What's Neo doing today? Yeah, Neo. I mean, we don't expect these to do a whole lot of moving with the market, but some of these can get some action. Like Neo, Neo is getting a little bit of a pop based on the market results, right? So you're seeing that they're 1.5 million. But compared to these two, I mean, Tesla is really much better this morning, I think. And it has been throughout the couple of days in here. So I'm not saying Neo won't be in play today. They definitely have the volume. Could be a good possible. How is Bob and the rest of the tickers doing today? Bob is up as well too. So a lot of these kind of are reacting to the overall CPI data here. And but Billy is definitely interesting on here. So you can watch either one. I'll put Neo on there. I don't want to jack up my list with all Chinese tickers, but we'll fine tune this. Neo, Baba, and Billy right now. We'll get that a little bit shorter if we can. So unless Alexander, yeah, Baba is on deck as well. Let's take a look here. Apple, of course, it's going to be moving with the overall market. One of our usual suspects, like Tesla at the moment. You versus you in our chat is giving us CCL. What is CCL up to? Still hanging out at $9. Look at this crazy daily. They had like this pop over here, went up to 1150, then slammed back down. So very interesting there. That stretched about 4 days or so. I don't know. I think today, listen, if you like this one, I think a lot of stuff is going to move. You could pick your favorites today. This is not one of my favorite tickers anymore. So I won't have them on my list. I'd rather look at mRNA, which is in play today, Tesla and Apple. I think there's better things to look at than CCL. But today's a day where you can actually, you don't have to be too picky. You can just select the stuff that you like to trade. NVIDIA's moving with the market as well. You can watch that one, or if you prefer AMD. How about MU? MU is tough. Even on a day like today, it's very difficult to make this move nicely. So pick your poison of choice, guys. I'm going to go with NVIDIA, 1.4 million right now, up 5.7. So again, different usual suspects in different areas. We got technology, we got Tesla, and we have mRNA on its own catalyst. What else, guys? What else you guys like today that is on your radar this morning? I'm going to scroll up in case I miss anything. mRNA has also good catalyst. Yep, perfect. That's on deck. NVIDIA. Yeah, I like NVIDIA today over AMD, but they're both equally good, right? You could just pick the one you like best. But in NVIDIA today, I like the way their daily is, especially, guys. Look at the breakout we have on NVIDIA here over that 175. So if we look at our gappers list, it's 3 miles long, so we're not going to be going through that this morning. But let's see what's still gapping down. Oh, we did go through this. CJJD,
Yeah.
you had this on your list. Nothing happening. ABCM, horrible. Yeah, run away from that as well. Okay, that is our list so far, guys, and then things can change as we see the overall market dissect this news here and these numbers that has been released at the moment, looking very positive right now. Norm, let's go over to our community events and announcements, see what's going on there, and then we can come
Sounds
back
good.
and fine tune this list here. So over to our websites, bearwithtraders.com/webinar, or just at the top here, click webinars, and you can see what's coming up for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, every Monday, onboarding technology, 8 p.m. Eastern with Carlos. Then on Tuesday, we have strategy. Tonight, That's not pleasant. I just looked down at my screen, and you know how on your windows at the bar at the bottom
Yeah.
it has weather.
Yes, yes.
It just said tornado.
Oh, that's not fun.
uh,
That is not something you want to see.
yeah. So anyway,
I
yeah, I mean, like tornado watch, tornado warning. No, tornado.
ouch, ouch.
I'll get a screenshot. It actually, right when I started talking about it, it changed to saying heavy rain soon. Anyway, sorry for the distraction, but it caught my eye. I've never seen that before. All right. Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern is going to be tonight, 8 p.m. Thor talking about managing the trade or not the trade. How do you know if your system's working, controlling yourself, so on and so forth. And next week, John will be talking about resetting your trading life, 8 p.m. Eastern as well. Wednesdays, we have psychology. Or do we?
Oh, did I skip over psychology?
Yeah.
No, I did. Let me go back. Excuse me.
Wednesday, we have
Here we go.
psychology. We've got Mike tomorrow night, 8 p.m., talking about it's a pathway to become a successful trader, some ideas to how to plan your journey. The following week is Mike again talking about how to use a trade book and fit it into your trading psychology. Then Thursday, we've got mentorship at 11 a.m. with John and 8 p.m. with Thor. Now Trading Terminal, one-stop shop for trading information. We've got tools that people spend thousands of dollars a year for. You can access them for free, everything from earnings calendars to scanners, simulators, everything else. So be sure to check that out at tradingterminal.com. If you're watching on YouTube, you haven't been in the chat, use the promo code PreMarket24 to get a discount off the intro membership, which is on the homepage, bearbulltraders.com. About halfway down the page, you'll see that table that Carlos is showing. That intro membership bills you one time. It is not, it does not recur. And like I said, pre-market 24, no spaces, no hyphens, and the numbers 24 at the end will get you a discount off of that. And if you'd like to become an elite member, you use the promo code HOLIDAYS50 to get half off the elite annual membership.
All right. Thank you very much, Norm. All right, guys, let's get to it. I'm gonna go through our list at the moment here and see what we have going on. So we'll start with let me get my chat up and running over here. Perfect. Okay. So we have mRNA this morning, again, doing its own thing. Started moving, again, this one not moving just on the CPI numbers. If you look at this chart, we started moving here at 7 a.m. We started got going here, and then another pop here around 8:30. This is more of the CPI reaction, if anything. But this stock, it's hot, doing its own thing there. Again, already up $17, guys, from the previous day close this morning. So definitely moving here, hitting some area of resistance. 185 is going to be a very key price for mRNA, right? We have struggled to get above that, even when we had this insane momentum. Look at the momentum here on the daily, just crushing it all the way to 185. And we have not been able to get above that ever since mid-November, looks like, right? So that's going to be an important level. That's already on there for you based on the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days. That's already noted there for you. So we'll see what it does there. Definitely like that one. Going to keep that one on deck. Tesla's been crazy. Again, just been very, very active, very volatile. Today, they're going to be moving as well, very aggressive, given the way the SPY is doing. What the SPY is doing this morning with the CPI numbers. Apple moving with the overall market. Same thing is Nvidia. So kind of always doing the same thing. So I'm interested now in finding stocks that are doing kind of the opposite or not moving with the market, which is going to be difficult to do because the list that we had like that was really Billy, which Billy is actually, I think Billy's really good today. This might be one of the ones to, based on our Chinese tickers, to put up on the main list this morning. They have 680,000. They normally have not been trading very well, but they're moving very nicely here this morning. Oracle, again, a tough trader. BA, you know what? I like BA today. I think they're showing a lot of strength, and on top of that, they kind of got their own catalyst going on with just a positive a sales number, or at least order numbers coming in for them, and that has been playing out nicely in the last couple of days. So today they're up 2 or 3% here, and we'll see if the market open is gonna it's gonna bring in more volume. Now BA doesn't give you an incredible pre-market activity, but it can give you a nice play at the market open after the bell. So VA is moving up there. I like that one. Neo is again moving with the overall market, right? Although it's not a US ticker, but still moving with the overall market here. And we do have Baba doing the exact same thing. So just keeping an eye on those two. See if there's any opportunities there that can come up. But for the most part, they're just doing what the SPY is doing at the moment. All right, guys, do you have anything on your list that is not on this one, or maybe something that has a its own thing? Let me know. I'll look at it. In the meantime, I'm going to go through levels, but we're early, so I can stop and look at tickers. If you throw some stuff out, I can stop and look at some questions as well if you slam those there in the text box. So let me know. Right now, I see A firm and also Microsoft. Let's take a look at A firm first, and let's put them on both lists here. Yeah, this thing coming alive a little bit up here, just with the overall market. See, so this is a great example of one that I won't be looking at today, because one, it wasn't doing absolutely nothing. It wasn't doing anything before the market CPI numbers, right? So if you're gonna move on the market data that just came out, right? The overall market movement that we're seeing now, I'm gonna want to watch something that's actually moving with volume and a little bit of better pre-market activity. Somehow, although this has 1 million shares traded, again, I don't think that happened within the CPI release. This could be a couple of black trades there that were transacted or recorded. If you want to trade that, look at Tesla, look at Apple, look how nice these are moving, right? They actually have some really decent pre-market activity. So I'd rather look at something like that. And there's different price points here, right? Maybe you want to trade something that's a lower price than Tesla, Apple, and Nvidia. You could look at AMD. AMD's at 70, right? AMD's at 70. So there's some lower price tickers you could look at. AMD, even Neo today, which is $12, is moving much better. And for some reason, is moving with the CPI data as well, right? So if you want to look at different price points, there are plenty of tickers that you can look at to get into the price point that you prefer trading. Some people prefer to trade, between that $20 to $50. Other people prefer to trade above 100. So it depends on your trading style. This morning, Billy's a good one, guys. I think Billy is looking very nice this morning. All right, Boyo. I see Boyo. Oh, let me not forget Microsoft, and then Boyo next. So if I look at Microsoft here, again, just overall market movement. I don't see anything that was moving before this. So again, usual suspect. If you like Microsoft, you can put that on deck. But notice the volume, which, by the way, for Microsoft is great volume, right? 563,000 shares traded. That is pretty good for Microsoft, right? It's not great for like Apple. Apple's gonna need more than that, especially on a day like today. But not bad for Microsoft. So if you like that one, you can do that as well. All right, let's go look at Boyo, and then I'll do some levels for mRNA, which is one of my favorite ones today. The way that thing is moving. Look at Boyo. So this is this ETF, right? ETF. So yeah, it's moving here. Again, you could also look at ETFs as well, because today a lot of stuff is going to be moving in the same direction. So some of your ETFs like the Qs, the TQQs as well, right? These are going to be again, they're leverage, guys, so be very, very careful. But there will be some opportunities here today because the SPY is moving so aggressively, right? The overall market, the Qs are moving so aggressively. So there will be opportunities there for a couple of scalping opportunities. Let's look at levels on mRNA here. Volume almost 1 million at the moment, trying to get up there. 185, the big level we just talked about, is above our pre-market high at 184. So I'm going to mark that down there. 184.15 is your pre-market high. Wait a minute. Let's get the right chart and towards the bottom. Let's just switch that. Here we go. Hey, Carlos, are the webinars still being recorded? Because last week is not on the list yet. It is. So if it's not on the list, send me an email. We'll look at it. Which one was not on there? But every webinar is recorded. So yeah, we have access to it. mRNA, guys. So yeah, mRNA, guys, looking pretty good. 85.09 and 85 towards the top. Big level there. And if we are able to get above that, somehow break out of that, 188.46, great level. Gonna throw a level on there as well. Towards the bottom, guys, highs and lows for the last two trading days, and the range on this thing has been, for the most part, between 177. 177. I'll give you a number right now. What is this? 177. 175 over to 185, 184.55. Right, you've seen a very nice range there. We kind of been stuck in that a couple of times, slightly above it, right back down, slightly below it a few times, but really closing, right? A bunch of wicks down here. So not a whole lot of candle action, but mainly closing above this 175 area there that we're seeing, that 175. So again, we're back in that range. We're slamming against the top of that range. You know, we've been stuck here for a while. Do we have the strength now to break out of this with the positive catalyst that we have? So looking forward to that. The volume is there. We're up 10%. Definitely it's got all the right gears going for mRNA today. Here's Tesla's smack in the middle of their highs and lows for the last 2 trading days, as you can see here. Previous day close towards the bottom, creating a good support area. Tesla does not like to go below 168. Looks like every time it finds itself down here, it seems to pop up. We're popping up today as well. So up 5.1 right now, 5.1 million shares traded. So again, you got the volume. This thing is going to be wild. I forget what's the is it the alpha or the beta? I always forget these two things when it comes to the fundamentals on how much this thing moves against the overall market. But I think it's like 3 times. Jared would know that info. But either way, it moves a lot. So be very, very careful. It's better, right? There you go. So the beta on this one is we have to see, is it 3 or so? Anyways, up 5.2, guys. Very careful. Have the pre-market 179.15. By the way, don't you see how great it is to be part of a community, guys? I'm looking at the YouTube chat because it is incredible to be able to have a group of people that you can bounce back questions with, have ideas and stuff like that. Doing this thing on your own is very, very difficult. So you have to be part of a community. Doesn't mean that you have to be part of this community. Try us out. If it's not a fit for you, try something else. But you can't go at this thing alone. That's like suicide, right? It's very difficult. It's a very lonely career if you try to do that. Join a community and help yourself be a better trader that way. The difference in doing this alone and within a community is drastic. Trust me. And we all do stupid things, right? Like for example, when I first started, how did I start? I opened up Thinkorswim, and some of you guys know this story because we do this in the onboarding class. We go into more details. I opened up Thinkorswim and funded an account. Read no books, saw no videos, say, hey, I just want to trade. I want to go from here to here. I want to buy and sell. Lost some money very quickly and realized, okay, something is wrong here. Then you realize that this is not the way it works, right? You got to learn what's happening. You got to join a community. You got to learn from others' experiences, right? And that is going to make the world of difference, right? Not saying you can do it on your own, but why take the path of most resistance, right? Take the one of the least resistance. I think that makes the most sense. So back on track with Tesla here, guys. We're looking at some levels here, highs and lows, and then I don't think you need to really add anything. I think you're pretty much set here towards the top. I am going to mark down this level here at 191. But I don't think we'll be pushing up there unless the SPY does something insane, which it can, because again, look at it now. We're up 2.8 right now, and our high is even higher. Our spike is at 414. So we'll be monitoring that for sure. All right, let's look at Apple now. So Apple, a very similar situation, just doing the overall market dance at the moment. 150, 151 is the high of the pre-market. So we will put a level there, and then towards the bottom, between the high of the pre-market now and the low of the pre-market, there is a level right on here, very clear. I think this is the 148, yeah, 148.12. So that's a good level there. And look at Apple already flirting with the 150, as we know. Jared has spoken a lot about this in the past. That 150 level for Apple is very significant for some odd reason. But right there, it was able to get above that about $1, and then comes right back into that 150 level. So you definitely want to have that marked down. I have it marked down there as well. And you can see if you go over here, you see a lot of touches on that 150. But I also like this 148.12 level as well in case we do decide to drop. Above this 151 high of the pre-market that we have, couple of areas here. I'm going to slam over at 157, and then we're going to slam one over here at 153. So again, tons of stuff here with Apple. One of our usual suspects. NVIDIA is going to be very similar, although the fun thing about NVIDIA here, guys, is the daily. I mean, look at the daily on NVIDIA. We have had this incredible run. We kind of had a little bit of resistance around 170. We broke out of that in the last 2 trading days. And today, we're obviously the SPY is helping us break even higher. So the high of the pre-market right now is 188. I mean, this thing is up $10, almost 11 from the previous day close this morning. I mean, it is doing some really, really big moves. And even before the CPI data, right, around here, 179, you did have a nice pop already, right? So you had a nice gap up on Nvidia. I mean, this thing was showing slight strength even early this morning. So looking good. And looking at this pre-market activity, it didn't look bad. So again, it looks like Nvidia was setting up to have a nice day one way or the other. CPI is just hopefully enhancing their situation here. Big move here. I think we got some levels here we can pick off, but we're going to go to the left. Look at what we did last time we were around this area, and we do have some levels in between from the high and the low of the pre-market right there. We do have 180, 58. 180.58 is a good one, and we do have another one slightly here at 184. 88. So two levels between the high and the low of the pre-market there. Above our highs, we do have 192, and all the way up here, we do have 196. Again, I think that's a big move. We're talking about almost 10 more dollars on Nvidia, which is a lot because they're already up 11. So we'll see if that's in the cards for them, but we do have our levels ready to go if that is the case. So BA on the other hand, also was doing pretty good, was gapping up before the CPI data. The CPI data didn't really have a huge impact on it, but it is showing some positive moves here towards the top. High of the pre-market, 192. Joe, we'll look at that next. We'll look at AMC next. 192.46. We'll mark that there, and then let's take a look at going to the top here. Oh, right there. We'll look at 198. Remember, BA, don't put too much weight on the pre-market activity. They are going to, they tend to trade better after the market open. 204 is another level there that we have towards the top of BA. Now, towards the bottom, guys, we kind of focus towards the top side of things. Towards the bottom, you're set. I mean, you have your highs and lows here, creating a nice level of support. I'm going to mark down this area in the pre-market here, this 189, might actually be 190. Let's mark down 190, the whole dollar. You are seeing a little bit of support that took place in the pre-market. Not with a whole lot of volume, as you can see the way the candles are, but that was an area of support that we kind of hung out for a little bit before the CPI data came out. All right, excellent. Let's get to, let me mute this dinging because I don't want you guys to get annoyed by that if you're listening in. So we'll mute that, but here we go. Carlos, how about AMC today? AMC. I mean, hey, it's up 40 cents. So it's a $6 ticker now. You can possibly get something out of this. This is not usually the first one I'm going to go to on a day like today. I think there'll be some opportunities here. I mean, you can get a nice move, but for the most part, you can do well with the stuff that we have on hand. But it's doing overall market stuff. Unless we start getting some kind of squeezing activity here, maybe distract some people in to kind of squeeze a little bit higher. You can see something like that. 1.6 million. It's good. That's good volume. Not bad. But it's not that explosive volume that we're used to seeing when this thing does decide to squeeze, right? I would expect 1.6, 1.7 on this with the way the market is moving now. But I'll tell you this, it's a good possible. It is a good possible because if we can get a move and squeeze up here, we can possibly hit 722, right? But it's not the first one I will run to on a day like today because I think it's going to be a solid day with the tickers that we have here, just following the overall market, right? So if the market, eyes in the market for sure, you're going to be watching the SPYs, you're going to be watching the Qs. If the SPY starts trending in one direction heavily, you could either trade the SPY itself, right? Because you could trade this ETF here, no problem, or in the index, right? Or you can look at Apple, you can look at Tesla and take advantage of the move that way, right? With AMC, it's a little bit different. This can change direction drastically if people start, trying to squeeze it or trying to make it go down or whatever the reason is. So this can shock you. This is not going to per se move with the market at all times. I wouldn't trust this just to move with the market. So for example, what I mean by that, if the SPY starts shooting higher, Q starts shooting higher, AMC could, but it can surprise and just drop for no reason, right? Because people just don't think the stock should even be at $6, right? So I will be careful with this one. I think you can get shocked on this thing pretty aggressive, opposed to like an Apple. If the market is shooting up and the Qs are shooting up, Apple's going to go up. Apple's not going to go down, right? There's no reason for Apple to do it to go down if the market is shooting higher, right? So that's kind of like my take on a day like today. So be careful if you're going to be watching this one. I have it as a possible just to see what takes place on it. but I won't be up looking at that too much this morning. CVNA seems to want some attention today. Carvana, our friends, CVNA, man. Yeah, they're not getting our attention today at all. This is not going to cut it. They're up 10%, but that's about it. That's as much airtime as we're going to give to Carvana. See ya, see ya. Let's go to Coin. Coin here this morning. Wow, Coin, nice move, 43 to 46 at the moment. So yeah, just yeah, this will be nice. Actually, it'll be good to see something different than the tech stuff we have on here. Yeah, this will be nice to see how this plays out. It's going to come down to how the market open price action is going to be. Right now, this looks really good, right? Some positive stuff happening there. You know what? I saw somebody drop Mara either on YouTube. Oh, Andrew, it was a you earlier. I saw Mara being dropped even before now. I think it was right before we lost power. Mara was thrown in the chat. So let's look at that one. Right now we are up 8.7, 2 million shares traded. You know what? I'd rather trade coins. Something about Mara is it has become such a a a weird price action and ticker to have on deck. I'd rather look at coin. I'd rather look at coin, I think. So I'm going to add coin to my list here, guys. Very explosive in the pre-market right now, up 8%. I mean, these stocks, they have been beat up so bad. So a little sign of positive news like we're seeing in the market now is affecting them. So this could be a good one for today. That's probably one of the least of my favorites out of this list that we have. mRNA continuing to slam against that 145. Tesla overall market stuff. Same with NVIDIA. BA's got its own thing going on, guys. Be on the lookout for BA. Was BA, mRNA, and coin, well, not coin, but these two, BA and mRNA, they're both on their own little journey here today. The CPI seems to kind of be just there, but before that, these guys had their own thing going on. So I'm looking forward to that. Another one that had kind of a similar situation is Billy. So Billy also was gapping up this morning quite nicely, as you can see here. CPI data pushed it a little bit higher, but they also seem to be doing their own thing as well. Johnny Trey says, Carvana, let's go to the moon. So I tweeted yesterday, guys. Follow me on Twitter, Carlos M BBT. I tweeted yesterday something about Carvana. You know, what do you guys think? Is it going to go bankrupt or is it going to recover? And I think Artie responds back. He's like, I'm bag holding from like 400. I'm averaging down. This is the funniest thing, man. He had me dying. But yeah, unfortunately, this thing is down at like so much from the highs. It's crazy, crazy. Yeah, guys, Johnny, thank you for the support. Smash that thumbs up. We appreciate it. It does help out the channel a lot. We're at 83 likes, and that's because we switched channel, we switched streams, and we lost some likes. So if we can bother you for your like again, we would appreciate it very much. Carlos, with such huge move pre-market, seems unlikely that this will hold. You know what? We've seen both things take place here. We've seen it, be extended and things come back down to reality. And we've seen it rally. We've seen both situations. So it's very difficult to predict how the market is going to react to this. Many times we see more often than not, such a huge rally like this in the pre-market or such a huge move, you do get a pullback. You do get a pullback. You do come back a little bit. And then we've seen it go sideways. But we are in such different market conditions with how sensitive the market is. I mean, I only been trading I'm going on 5 years now, and I have not seen the overall market be so sensitive the way it's been the last 2 years, right? I mean, it's just crazy. It's just any single thing can just make this thing go on tilt, and you're getting moves that don't just make sense sometimes. This moves make sense today, but as far as it, is it is it extended? I don't know. It's hard to tell. We won't know until the market open and kind of see how the price action reacts once that bell rings. It won't shock me if we're hitting 420 today, and it won't shock me if we're back to 400s. So it can really go either way here. It really can. Oh, Chad, you're the best, man. So Chad went to YouTube in our chat room here. One of our members went to YouTube and hit the like button. We appreciate that. Yeah, I see your like there on 119 now. So excellent. Thank you. Carlos, do you think we're stepping into a bull market? No, no, I don't think we're stepping into a bull market. No, I think we need some more sideways action. I think we at least need more sideways action. I don't think we're just gonna start bouncing back here to towards all-time highs, or at least not all-time highs, but at least to start a bull market. I don't think that's happening that quickly. I mean, we got some good data today, but that's just one data. We need more good data, more good data, more good data, and then eventually start seeing that. I don't think that's the case, but again, that's only my opinion. I can't speak on the actual facts of what's going to happen because nobody really knows. Nobody really knows. Just that good information today is good right now for the market. Ask me next week. Ask me next week how we're doing here. Um, Guys, 9:14. We are set. Let's go over our moderators list. We have mRNA, we have Tesla, Apple, Nvidia, BA, and Coin. A lot of great questions coming in. I wish we had more time to get through all of them. Carlos, are we thinking the CPI is positive today? If so, is it going to be a green day for the markets? Right now, it looks very positive. It looks very positive, and it's positive news that is actually positive. Man, it's weird that we even have to talk like that, but yes, it's actually positive news that's actually positive. So it's um it's a good thing. It's moving up here. I think it's gonna hold. I think it'll hold, and I don't think we're gonna drop down below the previous day close. My thing I think is we'll hold here, and we'll probably go sideways if we get to extend it. Right? I don't think we're just gonna start dropping down here. Gonzalo, thanks, man. I see you coming up to the YouTube chat and hitting that like button. Appreciate that. All right, let me go ahead and read out our moderators list. So let's bring that over here, see what our moderators have, and then we switch it over to our guys. Are going to take it over to the market open. That's going to be Brian and Andrew taking you through what's going to be a very exciting open, guys. That is for sure. Not sure if it's going to be good or bad, choppy or not, but it's going to be exciting nevertheless because the volume is in. We've been waiting for this day for some time, as you see how bad the market has been the last couple of days. Very, very choppy. Okay, let's go in here. Oh, guys, by the way, look, Ivo Shander. You know who this is over on YouTube? This is indigenous pathway. Sorry, I'm kind of struggling saying that, but he joined our chat, and you won't see him on YouTube anymore, so he will definitely be missed there. Long time viewer. Welcome, my friend. Glad to have you on this side of things. All right, let's go in here, guys. So Thor, looking at Tesla, AMD, XOM, Oxy. This morning we have no IPOs, no SPACs for today. Then Susan looking at Tesla, Netflix, Amazon, and Oxy. Peter, AMD, Apple, Tesla, mRNA, Billy, and Neo. Megan looking at Coin and Plug. And here's Brian's list. Very nice and tight, guys. Tesla, Amazon, and AMD. Because that is all you really need. And actually, I would like to see Amazon. We didn't pull that up. You guys didn't mention that, or at least I missed it. Amazon could be a good one too. Usual suspects, but this usual suspect, again, another different price point, guys. If you don't want to trade something that's heavy, this is $95. Another price point of stuff that you can trade. As well as AMD is another one too. That's 74. If you don't want to trade this stuff, that's at 150, 170, 180, depending on what you like. So, guys, thank you so much for joining the pre-market show this morning over on YouTube. We appreciate you very, very much. We're going to go ahead and switch over to Brian, who's going to be taking us through the market open, and Andrew. Have a great trading day today. Again, be careful out there. The volatility is in, and if you find yourself in some chop, just take a break, let things settle, and you will find opportunities today. There's no question. All right, take care, guys. Trade safe.